fellow Gilberts. Welcome to my live call. And how do you help your people without overwhelming them? That's the question tonight. And for those of you that don't know me yet, I've been involved in network marketing over 40 years. I started in this business totally broke, sold a junk truck to get started, put $200 in my business, and the last almost 28 years, I've been full-time, loving it. If you got to work, there's no place like home. And I'm going to acknowledge some wonderful people that are joining. And Rocio in California, how are you doing? Nice to see you. And John in Baltimore, good evening, John. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you on the call. And we have, who else wants to come out of the woods? Tim Lowery. Good to see you, Tim. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Not chasing any tornadoes, you know, things like that. And Romel in the Philippines, good to see you. And Elisa, good to see you also in the Philippines. How are you doing? Hope you're not in too tight of a quarantine situation. Hope things are starting to loosen up there. And Ciro in Salt Lake City. How are you, Ciro? Good to see you tonight on the call. And George in New York City, good to see you. And we also have, who else is going to come out here? By the way, this is, you know, Q&A night, Friday night Q&A. So if you have a question, this is the time to ask. And Zita, nice to see you. How are you? And Arlene in the Philippines, how are you doing? Charles Robertson in Georgia. Give my love to your wife. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you on the call. Yeah, I was just out there a little bit ago. There's a mother and 3 cubs. And there's this one cub, we call it a yearling. He's like a year old, you know, so we call him a yearling. And I think its mother dumped him. So he's been coming around here often. So she chased him up a tree. So I had to go out there and, you know, defuse the situation and drive her off because I think she would go up the tree and kill him. Anyway, that's what I do for recreation around here. Sandra in New Jersey, nice to see you. Good to see you. So I'm going to get into it, and so first of all, I had someone. It was really funny. I had someone reach out to me, wanted me to look at this company that had this super compensation plan. He gave it a name. I don't even remember the name. And I said, you know, I told him, I said, what does the name really matter? At the end of the day, and I want you to remember this, friends, because when somebody says we got the best compensation plan, compensation plans, I think there are so many plans out there that they try to make it sound like they pay out so much more. But the fact is, they can't really pay out much more than 55%. I'm talking about on the dollar, okay? 55%. They really can't. But you'll see some of these companies, and then they'll say, our company has 13 different ways you can get paid. I'll tell you, you really want to confuse people, send them to your company's website. 13 different ways you can get paid. Now imagine you're going to get a job somewhere and they say, hey man, you're hired. You're like, yeah, that's great. So, yeah, what would you be paying me per hour? Well, there's 13 different ways that you can get paid. Okay, sure, but at the end of the week, when the week is over, what am I taking home? Oh, whatever those 13 ways pay. I think I better go get another job. Thank you for hiring me, but I'm out. I'm not doing this. A lot of companies are like that. 13 different, I mean, it's crazy, man. I don't want 13 freaking ways to get paid. You know, when you look at, and here's the other thing too. If, let's say, a company says, we pay out 55% on the dollar, okay? Or 64% on the point factor. There's a difference between a point and the dollar. Points are what you get paid on. And so that margin between the point and the dollar is where a company keeps itself in business. That's the differential right there. But at the end of the day, if it's somebody that is a good businessman, they're going to make sure that they're taking home at least 45% of the pie of what's coming in. So at the end of the day, you just, all you want to know is, what am I going to get paid? And keep in mind, even if a company says, well, we pay out 55%, okay. But per rank position, the percentages are different. So in other words, yeah, if you're at the top and you're at the top pin of your company, then you're going to max out the percentages, okay? But if you're not at that top, what are you making at the first leadership rank, the second leadership rank, the third leadership rank? Percentages are different. If you'll notice, if there are levels in your plan, then there's percentages on each of those levels. If they're generations, there are percentages on each of those generations. So if you have a 6th generation payout, then what are the percentage totals of that 6th generation? Are there any bonus pools that go with that rank? So the thing about it is, don't be deceived by, we have the super whooper duper pay plan. It's the best super whooper duper because there's never been a super whooper duper like this pay plan. Okay? And they want to blow sunshine in your face and just give you the best scenario, which is generally if you're at the top of the company. So, and that most likely is not going to be the case. Not when you're starting out. Most people don't start, excuse me, at the top of the company. They start at the bottom, right? And that's the whole idea. You got to work your way up. So when it comes to compensation plans, don't be deceived by somebody saying they got a new one, a super whooper duper one that's like it's never been done before. And I get cracked up when I hear these people talk this mess. So ridiculous. At the end of the day, what you want to know is, what have you got to do to get paid? And if you're not at the first rank position, leader position, then you need to find out, what have I got to do to get there? How many hoops do I have to jump through before I get my money? What is required? See, most people never look into these things before they join a company. But think about it. If you're going to join a company, like I was giving this first illustration when I was talking about this, is you want to know how much you're going to be paid. if I go to work for you, how much am I going to be paid? Most people never ask that question when they join a network marketing company because they're so fixed on the product. That's all they do is look at the product. They look at the product. Nothing wrong with that. Your product. But you have to know if you're going to build that company's future and your upline's future and your future, you need to know what's required. Most people will never look into that. I think it's a good thing to do that. So tonight, if you have a question, nice to see you, Elizabeth. If you have a ¿cómo está? If you have a question tonight, you can write it out in your comment, and George will send it to me. And then I'll be glad to call you out by name and talk about it. So, Andrina, such a loyal, she's awesome. She's just a dedicated young person in network marketing. I love to see young people so dedicated. She says, how to correctly advertise yourself as a leader on social media. Because she says she sees these, I guess these promotions on people's Facebook pages, join my team, things like that. Well, I don't know what kind of results those people are getting on the join my team approach. I would think it's not that good. The best way to do it, Andrina, is it just depends. Now, when you say on social media, so here's the thing, you have your profile page, then there is your public figure page, right? Now, the public figure page is a pay to play. It's a pay to play. And so if you want to be a person that is, you're going to allocate resources to that, generally on that page, you're going to give something away. You can promote a webinar that you're going to do, and you can promote that webinar. You can target specific people in network marketing. Excuse me. But some people choose to go through people that are professional advertisers. I've seen good ones and bad ones. But again, that's throwing money at it, pay to play. And you might have a piece that you're going to, get my 3 most secret steps to success that the 7-figure earners are not telling you. You just create some kind of question and interest, and it's a bait, and then when they do, but they have to give their email addresses to you. People that are very good at focusing on that aspect of Facebook are doing that because they want to collect those. Collecting emails are so important. I mean, that is future gold in your hand, because I know a lot of people that they build their database just with emails. And then that's when they really start engaging with those people. What's great about that is no social media platform controls those emails. If you were to get kicked off of every social media platform, you still got those emails. They're very valuable to you. So when you talk about how to really come across as a leader on social media, it's not just social media. Because again, some of the best of these leaders, I mean, how many emails of you get it from Ray Higdon every day? You're getting emails from Ray every day. Ray doesn't even see the emails. Someone else is writing those emails, okay? But the point is, emails are very important to him. Emails are very important to Eric Worre. They understand that's gold, because they could lose their presence in these social media platforms. And when that happens, how are you ever going to reconnect with these people? So the pay for play on a public figure page in Facebook is something that you can do. Now, in your profile page, what's nice about that, again, is that you don't have to pay to play. Now, Facebook has a limit, right? So you might, if you had 5,000, let's say you maxed out at 5,000, you wouldn't even get 10, you wouldn't even reach 10%. It might be a little bit above 5. But it's still, here's the thing, you can clean it up, clean your network out, do that from time to time. You got to develop, you got to get your own tribe. That's it. Your own tribe that reacts to your vibe, right? They just, they're a good, people like attracts to like. Birds of a feather flock together. That's what they say, right? So think about it is, but that takes time. So again, how would you sell yourself in a profile is simply by teaching the very things that I'm teaching, that Eric Worre teaches, that Ray Higdon teaches. We all, it's like we all teach the same thing, but we have our own personality styles. It's like noodles. You ladies, you appreciate this, right? You ones that love to cook, how many different dishes or recipes can you make with noodles? It's endless, isn't it? So look at the content like noodles and look at what you put in the noodles. It's your personality. See what I mean? So the noodles are just the same. It's just noodles. I mean, now you got penny noodles, you got spaghetti, you got different kinds of noodles. But at the end of the day, it's a noodle. So at the end of the day, you could take and keep in mind, what I'm talking about on a particular live or training, you could say that same thing on your page. And Andrina, you also speak Spanish. So in your listeners, and they hear it in whatever language you choose, but to them, it's all new. See, to you, it's just like, it's familiar, you know it. But that's the curse of knowledge. We have the assumption that other people know what we know. And therefore, we're sort of, we're not as excited about talking about it since we have the assumption that they have some knowledge of this, when in fact they don't at all. So we have to approach every subject as if it was the first time you learned it. And I'll tell you how you learn it best. How you learn it best is by teaching it. When you teach it, you know it. When you're the listener and you're not teaching it, you're familiar with it, but you still don't know it yet. You don't know it until you teach it. So you can always find, material out there. And keep in mind, you don't have to go on for 30 minutes. You don't have to go on for an hour, anything like that. So you don't have to come up with a lot of content, okay? But just be consistent in your content. Also, don't let it be video. Break it up, So, post, show something about your life, pictures, things like that. Something that's written, people like to read. Anyway, and the thing is, and then people will follow you. And then engage with them as well. Just engage with them. That's the key thing. And I'll tell you that, again, keep in mind, this is marketing. This is the marketing in your network marketing. It takes time. It's repetition. It's about showing up. And you keep showing up. And then people start thinking, oh my God, this girl is crazy, man. She's always showing up. And then they finally surrender. I said, man, I gotta join you. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm in. But I wouldn't join my team. I wouldn't do that. I don't think, they might as well just be posting about their products on their page then. Okay. But anyway, so that's that. So, let's see. I'm going to go on to Tammy Crawford, she was the one that came up with the idea of the title tonight. She says, how do you go about helping your new team members without overwhelming them with too much information, especially when you are both excited? Aha! especially, Tammy, when you're both excited. See, that's it, isn't it? And I know how it is. You get excited about your product, and you got this new person who's also excited about your product, and you've had so much education on this product. I mean, you've spent a lot of time studying this stuff, and it's just in your heart. You just love it. And what do? You gotta just dump it on her. Dump it on her. Throw it on her. Think about all the food you're gonna eat your whole entire lifetime. It's tons and tons. I talked about this recently. I actually had the exact statistic. Though I do think people eat more. Some do. You can tell by looking at them, right? But tons and tons of food. So just imagine somebody pulling up to your house in a dump truck and just dumps it in the driveway, says, okay, there's all the food you're going to eat, just eat it. Of course not. That would never work. Here's the thing that we have to work on, and that is self-control when it comes to information. I mean, I like to read. I do. I like to study. I like to know things. But I also know knowledge is dangerous. It's dangerous to your business if you dump it, if you overwhelm people with all this wonderful, and it is wonderful information. I mean, if your product has real science behind it and it's real, I think that's great. I think that makes it credible. I think, though, what you have to do is, in your companies out there, friends, most of you have apps, and there's, like videos, PDFs in your app, okay? The thing to do is become a director. Show people where to go. Remember, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for what? A day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for what? A lifetime. I want to teach them how to feed themselves for a lifetime. I don't want to keep giving them a fish every day. Oh, they don't have to go to the app. I mean, I'll send the PDF. I'll send the video. I'm the upline. I earn money off these people. Not for long, you don't. Because they are not going to want to do that later on, because they're going to duplicate what you're doing. So again, teach them to be independent. And that's, if you overwhelm them, hit them with a lot of information, don't. So again, I talked about this not too long ago, onboarding. When you onboard people, 3 or 4 steps, that's all you need to teach them what they have to do. Their first 90 days. But let's talk about the first month. You want to teach them how to get on AutoShip. You want to make sure they're on AutoShip in your company. You want to make sure that they download the app so they know. Again, you're teaching them how to fish. Go to the app. Instead, I'm not giving you the answer. And I do that with people. I won't give them the answer. I'll show you where the answer is. There's a PDF on that. There's a video on that. And it's in your app. Or, friends, whatever resource you have, that's where you direct them. Okay? So, but you direct them to that. You want to teach them how to find things. And instead of you becoming the wonderful teacher, the brilliant scientist that you are, okay? And I know, I've got upline like that, okay? I can think of someone that wants to really impress people. That's just not me. I'm not emotionally needy, okay? So, but again, keep in mind, we're training them when we bring them in. Even when we're prospecting, we're training them. We're asking them to do whatever we're doing. They may not like that. So even though they're asking you to do, give them some information, don't give it to them. Direct them to where they can find it. And say, when you find it, tell me what you thought about it. That's good, because you'll know whether they went there or not. But that's what I would do is, and again, when it comes to, overwhelm, simple steps. Have them get on AutoShip, have them download the app, have them make their list of prospects, set an appointment time for you to go over that list. Make sure they understand the basic knowledge of your core products. that they have a basic knowledge and they know which tools to use. And they also know what not to do. That is, don't post on Facebook about your products. Don't announce to your warm market you just joined a network marketing company. Okay? So we want to use that list to be able to reach out to them. Yes, one at a time. That's right. Some think, well, isn't it easier just, I got them all my warm market, I got over 100 in Facebook, I'm just blast it out there. No, don't do that. Big mistake. Big mistake, because then they're going to Google network marketing and go, oh my gosh, you got him one of those. Oh, I'm not going to answer the phone. Okay? So teach them what not to do. Just a few things in your onboarding, and that's it. And then where to get the information. So, and Stephen in Canada, he says, what is the best way to compile your list of prospects and keep an online timeline for each prospect in such a way that one is reminded to call the prospect back in a timely fashion? Okay, so Google Calendar can be that. Stephen, if you have a Google account, just sign in. It's free. You can use it. You can send somebody your calendar, and they can take an available date and time that you are available. You can also get SMS reminders, and that prospect can get SMS reminders. And then he also asks regarding a company app, would that be the best prospect app? Well, apps are not prospect apps. It's not a prospect app. Companies have apps where they keep PDFs, videos, things where you can send a link out to somebody that explains your product or explains whatever, about your company. So it's simply a resource center for tools. And of course that would be good to use that. Now I'm going to go to messages, and George sent me, and again, if you have a question, you can message it now, and George will send it to me. I see 2 so far. What can you recommend for us to expand our business since we are totally locked down here in the Philippines? My place is on total lockdown again. Man, I'm sorry about that, Elisa. I really am, Elisa. Man, I tell you, I'm just... She says, I really want to retain my rank or go even higher. Thanks. Okay, so yeah, and Elisa, in the Philippines, you guys are very much face-to-face kind of people. You do meetings, you meet for lunch, you get together physically and meet, and that's pretty the traditional way network marketing is done in Asia, even in South America for that matter. So the thing about it is, but now it's interesting though, the country that you're in is doing very well in terms of business and volume. It's amazing, all these countries that are so used to face-to-face meetings, that they've adapted to Zoom meetings. They're doing Zoom meetings, and they're doing it very well. So first of all, I would recommend that you do what you did before, and you're taking your meeting online now is what you're going to do. Talk to your upline about that, and make sure that you're doing online business presentations where people can plug in, and maybe they can see a PowerPoint, and then people can share how it's working for them. That's one suggestion. Second, you need to get good at Facebook groups specific to your product, your type of, what is your product, what problem does it solve? What value does it give? And in that area of interest, you're going to find a lot of Facebook groups in the United States, in the Philippines, all around the world. And again, you need to just get very good at sending a presentation video out to 3 to 5 people every day. And that's what you have to do, sweetheart. You're going to have to get that video out there and put it out there. And again, I'm not talking about spamming. Try to connect with these people. Say, hey, I liked your post. I like this about it. Blah blah blah. It's cool. And then I'm not saying endless rapport. A little rapport. You got to have a little. You got to have a little warm and fuzzy in there, and then send them your video. Okay. You can reach out to me, private message. Need some coaching in that area. I can help you. But I feel for you. I do. I mean, I hate that you're still in lockdown. It's horrible. Let me see, and I'm going to go to. This is Roger. What should be our message? Lifestyle based on building a network or based in the amazing technology of a product? Okay, so again, I don't separate the business opportunity and the product. To me, it's all one thing. It's all one thing. The very basis of your business, your opportunity, is your products, not because it's a network marketing company. I mean, there's thousands of network marketing companies out there. If yours is doing well, I guarantee you it has something to do with that product. So it's all one thing. So the message is, and keep in mind, the media is doing two things right now. It's telling everyone that, this COVID-19 thing is horrible and your immune systems are weak, and if you get it, you could die. They're telling them that. And then second, they're saying, and you need to work from home. Two different things, two different messages we see constantly out there. Someone pointed out to me that the number one search on Google right now, the subject is how to work from home. Someone pointed that out to me today, a leader in Canada. And so that was, that was very interesting, but not surprising. So the thing about it is, to me, it's a mistake to separate the two. Okay, so many of you are in wellness companies, so if you have a product that's helpful right now to people, then you definitely want to sandwich that into your presentation, because otherwise, what are we selling here? We're selling money. We're selling, the focus is just that. It's just all about money. Then we would be the very thing that people are accusing us of being, right? A pyramid scheme or something like that. We certainly are not, okay? So we promote a product and a service, and most importantly, too, an opportunity to promote that. So now I don't see anything from George, and I guess you're welcome, Elisa. I appreciate you, I really do. So, and thank all of you for getting on tonight, Friday, and I'll put out something tomorrow, this weekend. Be safe in what you do, okay? And this is a great time to push it. There's so much uncertainty in the world right now. Companies that are, we're gonna see massive changes in how people make money, massive changes in whether they're going to be employed or not, how they're going to be employed, or stores that are closing, businesses that are closing. There's so much shaking up going on right now. So there's two ways to look at it. We can look at it in a negative way, or we can say, where's the music in the chaos, and how do you leverage on a crisis? And not in a bad way, in a way that you're going to give service to people and help people to find a way to work from home. So I think it's wonderful. So anyway, spend your weekend and enjoy your family. Enjoy some things you like to do. If you're like Elisa and she's in total lockdown, I feel so bad for people like that in countries like that. We go right out the door here and go for walks in the mountain and all that, and I'm not I'm not in an apartment stuck like like many in these cities. So our hearts go out to you. So hopefully this will pass sooner than later, but in the meantime, make music out of it. Make music out of it, because you can do it. I'll send you something out this weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Love all you guys. Take care.